I am just amazed whenever I visit a school how many parents are on campus. At the high school, how many parents support athletics, drama, music, band. Phenomenal community to raise kids. Dublin's a place to come to live and send your kids to our schools.
You're absolutely right. I've been here for over 20 years, and we've only had a positive experience with the schools, and we thank all the teachers, admin staff, and everyone that's involved. So thank you, Chris.
Welcome back to the Cornerstone Realtor Team Podcast. Today we have a very, very, very special guest, Chris Funk of the Dublin Unified School District, the superintendent. We didn't get just anyone, we got the top man himself. Welcome, Chris. Thank you for coming in. We sure appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and today we just want to talk about the Dublin schools. You're the man that knows all about them, so we would like to have an overview. We know that Dublin schools are top rated. And as realtors in the area, most people that move here, that's why they come here. They don't come here for anything else. The young families, they love the schools. So kind of give us an overview about the Dublin schools and the ratings and where we're at and the strength of Dublin schools. We just love to hear that from you, so that way the public in Dublin knows it, and people that are moving in, they can really hear it from you.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I would start by saying there are four key things around Dublin Unified that makes us an amazing school district and provide a world-class education. I think the first and foremost is you just got to talk about the city of Dublin. This is a great place to live. And when I say that, I'm amazed at the park system. We have beautiful parks throughout the entire system, the city. And I've seen that this community loves to be outdoors. We have a lot of walkers, a lot of runners, a lot of bicyclists. And so I really appreciate the location where kids can either go and just play in playgrounds, or they have a lot of sports complex here. It's just a great place to raise a child. So that's the first factor, just the city alone. The second is that our community has just been so unbelievably supportive around passing bonds, so that we can expand our school district. You know this as realtors here. Dublin was the fastest growing city in California for about 7-8 years, which means Dublin Unified was the fastest growing school district in the state of California.
Right.
So when you think about us being a mom and pop shop in the early 2000s, maybe 3,400 kids, 4,000 kids, 3 schools, we're now at just under 13,000 students, and we have 15 schools, including our adult ed program. And every school in the East is a brand new school within the last 12 to 15 years. Right. And all of our older schools have been completely modernized, really from the ground up. So that's another key factor. The third factor is we just have an amazing teaching staff. And support staff, whether it's a teacher, a counselor, our campus supervisors, kids know them by name, our custodians do amazing jobs. So we just have an amazing staff. And then finally, we have great kids. I mean, the kids make us who we are. So it doesn't matter what school you go to. And I visit every single school on a regular basis, and they're just a joy to be around. And so those are the 4 key factors for why Dublin Unified is such a great district.
So Chris, I'm going to ask you, I mean, my daughter just graduated from Dublin High. Mm-hmm. And I saw a stat that was just amazing. The stat was, don't quote me, but maybe you know, it was around 250 universities that the Dublin students, the seniors, have been accepted to, like Harvard, Yale, all these prestigious universities. Tell me about that. Why is Dublin so successful at getting their kids into these prestigious universities. Now, can you correct me on the number? I don't know what that was. It was around.
Yeah, I heard that number too at the ceremony and also at the senior awards night. So you're right. It was right around 250 unique universities. Now,
Right.
we have kids, a group of kids that go to Cal Berkeley. So the number of kids going is even higher than that.
Absolutely.
And I just think that's a tribute, again, to the family support that we have in our community. Our families take care of their kids, and they have high expectations for them, and they provide a lot of support for our students. We have an amazing teaching staff that has high expectations. I mean, when you have 97 to 98% graduation rate, when you have one of the highest A through G completion rates, and A through G means that you are qualified to apply to the UC CSU system, very rigorous system. We're highest in the county on that. And when you have various programs throughout, CTE, career technical education, different pathways, our kids excel. And so it's no wonder that they're going throughout the United States to
I
college.
have to agree. The programs at Dublin High are amazing. My kids have been through so many of the best programs like biomed and the sports training program. Just amazing programs that you really can't find at other schools.
Right.
So I think that is what's helping Dublin.
Absolutely.
One of the things that's helping Dublin schools get their kids into the best colleges around the country.
Not all school districts receive CTE, career technical education grants from the state. We have an amazing group of teachers, and our administrator, Bill Branca, works with the Tri-Valley ROP, which includes Pleasanton and Livermore. So some of our kids go to Pleasanton or to Livermore, and Livermore kids come to ours, depending on what the program offers.
For specific classes.
For specific classes, thank you, yeah.
That's good.
And I think that just creates more opportunities for our students to excel.
Most people are not aware about the bond, the $856 million that created such a massive investment in the Dublin School District.
That's a big number, huh?
It is a big number. One of the things that we used to always get, well, I want to buy a house on the east side of Dublin because the schools are newer. And I know you just said that you invested a lot in this, in all updating all the schools. Can you talk about really that there's not much difference in the quality of education and how the facilities have been updated in all of Dublin?
Right.
So people don't think it's just an East Dublin investment. I know there's been a lot of investment into the new high school. You can talk about that too. But if you can just go over that, it would be great.
Well, first and foremost, we had to invest in the East because that's where all the growth in the city was, right? And so they deserve to have new schools with those new developments. But when you look at our three oldest schools, aside from Nielsen, that's closed, Fred is a completely rebuilt campus. So every building on that campus is rebuilt. So it's not a modernized, it's completely rebuilt from ground up. When you look at Murray Elementary, 95% of that campus is a complete rebuilt. We're going to keep the original NPR and turn that into a visual performing arts
What's
space.
NPR mean?
Multi-purpose room,
Oh,
so
okay.
the cafeteria.
NPR. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And so one building will remain, but they're going to have two NPRs.
Is that because the city makes it easier?
Yeah, I wish. No, it was just a unique situation that because of the size of the school, having two NPRs is a great opportunity.
Got it.
And then our last school that will be the last school to be modernized will be Dublin L. And that is our largest campus in the district. And it's the school that will be finished last. So that, but again, that entire campus, except for one building, will be completely rebuilt. So it's not a modernization, it's really a rebuilt of those older schools.
I want to go back to the graduation rate.
Yeah,
97%.
yes.
Let's talk about that. What do you think that is attributed to?
Well, unfortunately, if you look across California, zip codes do matter, right? And we have a zip code with a very affluent community, with families that have college degrees. You know, they might be from other countries, but they're college degrees, right? And so I think that contributes to setting high expectations for our students. And we have a variety of programs for the traditional comprehensive high school is not for you. We have alternative pathways that you can be successful at, including one of the best ones is at Las Positas College, which is called Middle College,
Yes,
where students earn their high school diploma and college credit at the same time.
Right.
So we have some kids just went to their graduation on Monday night, earning 50 college credits while in high school. Well, now you're going to finish your college degree that much quicker. Look at the expense that you're savings by going to the community college during high school. So we have a variety of pathways for kids to be successful.
Isn't that a lot more work for the student if they play sports and go to high school and do their middle college
Yeah,
work?
because
I mean,
think about it, they're taking college level classes on
Right.
top of their high school classes,
Right.
on top of playing sports.
yeah. Okay. And so, one thing I heard at the graduation was budget cuts.
Yes.
And that was announced. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so when you think about the growth in Dublin over the years, for every 30 new students, we generate from the state about $300,000, okay? And every 30 students, you need a new teacher. Well, a teacher with salary and benefits is about $150,000. So that means you have an extra $150,000 going into your general fund. Well, when we were expanding 600 to 700 new kids a year, we had all that extra revenue coming in, right? So next year is the last year that Dublin will be growing in terms of student enrollment. After that, we're going to slowly see a small decline.
Why?
And that's natural. Well, partly after COVID, I think you had a lot of people move out of the area, but you also have some families aging out, but they're not ready to retire, right? So their kids are going off to college, but they're still working, and so they're not going to downsize yet until they retire. So their homes are just sitting empty for a little bit longer.
Gotcha.
So that's part of the factor. The other factor is all that stimulus money that everyone received, particularly in education from COVID, that all ends this September. I mean, all that money is all dried up. If you haven't used it, you lose it. Most of us spent it all. So that's a combination of no more growth and all the federal money going away, and now we have to stay within our means. And so we had to cut back a little bit because the other thing we've done is we've taken care of our employees. If you look at a beginning teacher, a mid-year career teacher, or the top senior teacher, if you look at their total compensation, we are number one, not only in the Tri-Valley, but if you look at the 9 closest school districts. So we pay our employees well. But now we have to kind of live within our means moving forward.
Awesome.
Well, and I have to say this, as having my kids in the Dublin School District, I love the Dublin teachers. They're amazing people. They make
are.
such an impression on my kids' life, and I know there's a new tradition now where you go back to your elementary school and kind of have a clap out.
Yeah.
So last year, my son went back to John Green and went to all his teachers. The kindergarten retired, but first grade teacher's still there, second grade teacher's still there. And it was amazing, and we love our teachers. They're amazing people. So they deserve all the pay
Absolutely.
that you can give them.
Absolutely. I have testimony for you. So my daughter who just graduated Dublin High, Nicole, she was inspired by her third grade teacher, Miss Kennedy, to become a teacher at John Green.
Nice.
So it was nice. She went back and thanked Miss Kennedy that she inspired her, and they had a crying moment. So nice. And now she's going to Las Positas to start, her, college and become a teacher. So.
And what a great opportunity for our elementary students to see and visualize what it could look like for them to walk across stage and come back with their diploma.
Absolutely. And I
when
told
you
her
see it,
you have
you
to
can
come to
accomplish
Dublin
it.
to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll still be around, right? But shout out to Miss Kennedy. She did a great job. I think she had 2 of my kids. So
Yeah.
I mean, they're all amazing, but one of the largest investments a school district has done is in the new high school.
Yes.
Can you just tell us a little bit about that? Because I feel like people need to know more about Emerald High.
A promise long overdue to the community. And that was one of the top priorities when I got hired, was to figure out, our bond program was a little wonky at the time, and not knowing how much money was actually available. But what a beautiful high school. First high school in Alameda County to be built in 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and because of the footprint, we had to go vertical. So we have 2 academic towers that are 3 stories tall. It looks like a college campus. The gymnasium has 3 full courts, and it can seat close to 4,000 fans. The student union is a college level student union where you have your main admin, you have your counseling, you have your library, your wellness center, you have a lecture hall. It's attached to the visual performing arts. It is a beautiful facility. So I'm very proud that we were able to deliver on that promise. The second academic tower, we'll do a ribbon cutting here. It will be done sometime in June here. And then we'll break ground for the new theater as soon as that comes out of the state architecture agency. That should start in August. Like I said, the footprint was a little small, so the only thing that they won't have, that like Dublin High will have or a traditional high school will have, is a baseball and softball diamond. But we have a partnership with the city of Dublin,
Right.
and they get to use the sports complex. So the baseball team gets to play at the same place that the AAA semi-professional
Right,
team
right,
plays at. So
right.
pretty exciting.
It is. That's amazing. What an investment.
What kind of sports does Emerald High have?
Emerald High will have all the same sports that's offered at Dublin High based on student interest. Next year will really be the first year for most varsity sports, right? Because they'll now be juniors. But even this year, they had students that on the tennis team, badminton team, cross-country team that excelled at the varsity level because it's all about time trials, right? So, but they will offer whatever sport the students are interested in having that qualifies for CIF. So it's unlimited.
Great.
I have to say, when my kids were going to elementary school, a lot of the schools were impacted because of the growth. But now it seems like there's been a lot more building of schools, and I know there's one still to come on.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So Shamrock Hills, it's a TK8 school, our second TK8 school in the district. It's over in the Boulevard area. It will probably be the best school for families to walk their child to school because of the high density housing there. I would say 80% of kids, I'm hoping, will walk, ride their bike to school because it's really that close to all of the homes there. It's going to be a beautiful campus. It also will have a small track that the community will have access to. It'll have the gymnasium that was similar to the one that was just built at Cottonwood Creek. It'll be a jewel for the city in the really heart of that dense living area. And so that will we've broken ground, that will open in August of 2026.
Awesome.
Just a year from now.
Great. Well, do you have any final comments you'd like to tell the community?
Well, I first and foremost, thank you for inviting me. Anytime we can talk about Dublin Unified and our schools, I'm the first one that will jump up to do that because to have a successful school district, it really takes partnership with the community and with the city. We have a strong partnership with our city, and our community has been so gracious and generous, not only supporting our various bonds, but supporting our parcel tax, and then supporting schools directly. I am just amazed whenever I visit a school how many parents are on campus. At the high school, how many parents support athletics, drama, music, band. Phenomenal community to raise kids. Dublin's a place to come to live and send your kids to our schools.
You're absolutely right. I've been here for over 20 years, and we've only had a positive experience with the schools. And we thank all the teachers, and admin staff, and everyone that's involved. So thank you, Chris, for coming on. And
my pleasure.
We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for all your hard work.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.